Let me. Don't let me. Don't let me. Happy Saturn Day, everybody. Happy Saturn Day. Hope everybody's enjoying their weekend. Hope everybody had a great start to the weekend yesterday. All right. Scarred Owl in the building. I see you, Scarred Owl. I threw you one of them good old wrench things, Scarred Owl. All right. So hold on. Let me clean my specs a little bit. Just want to get into some important transits for the month of October. Yesterday we had a 4-hour live stream yesterday, so I'm pretty taxed from it myself. So I'm gonna do my best when I say we ain't gonna be here for a while. I just want to see, just highlight important things you guys should know is in store within these next couple of weeks, these next 28 days or whatnot. All right. All righty. So happy first of the month, everybody. Happy first of the month, everybody. Okay. One thing that's very significant about the month of October, guys, is that we have a couple of planets that are going to be going direct. All right. So we know we were in the midst of retrograde season. We were in the midst of revising, recollecting a lot of things, rearranging a lot of things, new ways of working on things with our personal projects, business endeavors, recollecting feelings and emotions about things, especially within relationships, group partnerships, group environments. Yeah, I know how it goes. During retrograde season, feeling the need to reach out and either get closure or get things off your chest in past relationships, or attracting that. In some type of shape or form. All right. So you guys may have dealt with some situations. A lot of you guys may have attracted situations where all type of older influences came back into play. All right. Whether it's old co-workers, old intimate partners, old associates or whatnot. Shout out to Ann Unknown. Said it's my birthday. Happy solar return season, Ann. All right. Shout out to all the Libras in the building. Happy solar return to all of you guys. Bell Papi Lone in the building. All right. So yeah, when we have so much retrograde energies in the year, which a lot of these planets started going retrograde pretty much in the top of the year, when we're looking at the start of Aries season. All right. With Saturn and Pluto, all these influences. So, you know, the majority of the year may have felt either a bit stagnant, or it may have felt, taking some steps back on a lot of things that you may have had certain time frames and quotas for. And there's been a number of times in the past couple of months I've been saying, guys, embrace anything that you feel like the universe is pushing you to recollect and revise. So say you really wanted to have something completed by August. If coming into August, it was starting to feel like you were rushing something, or you wasn't prepping it the right way, or you had to revisit a foundation of something, that was the thing you wanted to embrace. And There may have been situations that you forcing things put you in a place during retrograde season where you had to look back and be like, damn, that wasn't the thing to do. All right, guys. So a lot of you guys have new dynamics to your relationships. There's new dynamics to your relationships. A lot of you guys started working or transitioned into different departments, new jobs in the past couple of months. A lot of you guys may have hit a certain space with something that you're building and structuring, or within the career space, or within relationships where you felt like you needed to take a pause to fall back and see what's the most effective way to approach this situation. All right. So this month of October, with us having multiple planets going direct, which, to be specific, Mercury tomorrow, Pluto on the 8th, Saturn goes direct. All right. So this month can bring a lot of clarity. We can start to see things pick up some steam in the month of October, guys. All right. As I go through these placements, I'm going to point out what areas of your natal chart to look out for, to understand how to put some energy work, work around what's active in this house, transiting this house at the moment. But I see a lot of new breakthroughs in the month of October based off energies going direct, because when you got planets going direct, it's almost like this is a period where we start receiving our karma for our ability to rearrange things during retrograde season. So we start to see the results of us being patient and taking the time to revise, AKA when the planet go direct, if we wasn't really playing effort into these things, or acknowledging the circumstances to revise things when universe made it apparent to us and created those situations in our lives, this is going to be a time where we start to feel it a little bit in October, like, damn, I should have worked on that, should have took my time with that a little bit, should have expressed that to my ex when they hit me up. I should be expressing this to my partner. I should be conducting things with my relationship dynamics this type of way, this, that, and the third. So we just want to make sure as time progresses in the month of October, we continue to embrace all those little things as planets go direct, and some of these situations, start to pop up for us to take care of when it comes to, new systems based off of what we changed and rearranged. That's another thing in the month of October. All right. We're getting adjusted to new systems, new routines, new patterns, based off of all the change we've been experiencing. All right. So sometimes retrograde season ain't just about what you're personally doing to revise things. You may experience change from the external realm by default. Universe may have to shift some things for you to be in a different position. So like I said, that's why I said in the past couple of months, so many things may have transitioned for you guys in the past couple. Chechi, what's going on, Chechi? All right. So so relationship breakthroughs, it's going to be a very strong social environment. That's most likely for the majority of the month, until planets start to transit into Scorpio. We are in a heavy social arena right now, guys. Multiple planets in Libra. All right. We have a Libra stellium that's about to be developed in the next couple of days. Then we have Mars active in Gemini, which is going to be stationed there for a little minute. All right. And we already know what's transit in Aquarius. So I think there's going to be a lot of situations that there's in the month, because planets are going direct, a lot of us may deal with situations where we have to make decisions on the spot, or is like, it goes from take a grace period of revising to a month where we might have to be real direct, like as literal as planets going direct. We may have to be direct. We may have to be, pinpointed when we deal with our relationships. We can't be floating. We can't be wishy-washy as to how to conduct things in our relationships, who we connect with, which relationships are valued, who we relate, who we could relate our personal energies with, how we need to deal with solitude and detach from certain energies if need be, you know, how we're too consumed with the external realm. Once again, Libra season, you know, what's your relationship with your personal bubble, your personal life that you live in, your personal world, and the external realm? You gain awareness about that during Libra season. All right. Seventh house things, mod things. All right. So this is what we want to keep in mind for things that are going to be popping up in the month of October, but definitely clarity navigating career and projects that were started this year. So things that you started going into Aries season, even if it's a little bit before then, you know, in the actual in this present calendar. So whether it's in Cap season, January, February, Aquarius season, Pisces, but especially things that you started since Aries season, you're going to start to gain more clarity as to how you're navigating these things, because it may have been a little blurry these past couple of months. All right. It's important to stay consistent with things during the month of October. The more consistent you stay, the easier it is to see results of new habits, new routines, new systems. It's easy to be in your head a lot this month, guys. It's easy to be in your head a lot right now. You don't want to allow the mind to stagnate the vessel right now. That is a detriment of a lot of air energy. So we could be in our head about what we should have changed, how we should be revising things right now, how we should be working on things right now. This is kind of what I was saying yesterday about Libra energy, you know, with the debilitation of the sun. So yes, the mental body is more active, but it's easy to be a little lethargic around this time, especially if you have air placements yourself. Okay. So don't let the mind be your enemy in Libra season. All right. But we're definitely in the midst of a heavy social arena. And it's easier to see the results of, or how things are manifesting into your reality with you being more active. And that's just with life overall. That's just with life overall. Okay. Venus versus Mars in the building. What's going on? Matter of fact, I meant to throw you a wrench too, Venus versus Mars. But I'm on StreamYard. I don't think I could do it on StreamYard, but I'm gonna have to do it. Yeah, when I get off. But definitely in my head right now, and I'm on out. Yeah. Like I said, if you got a lot of air placements, you can be at fault with this right now. So be careful, guys. And in general with life, we're always gonna have a bunch of ideas. The mind, our brain is gonna do its thing, right? However, nothing comes to idle energy. At least when you're taking action, at least if you're making mistakes, you're doing the wrong thing, you're able to identify that this wasn't the most effective way to do something. You can't do none of that when you're just in your head. You can't expect certain things in your relationship to just manifest when you got certain things that you feel like you need to relate and communicate, and you just hoping your partner telepathically pick up on what you're thinking, you know? And depending on some energy, different influences we have, some of us might have those traits where we know we may push things to the back burner in relationships, and eventually times add up, and you know, we start realizing that we can't just keep things pent up or whatnot. We have to find ways to articulate ourselves. You know, some of us may have had experienced certain childhood environments where it created those type of tendencies and traits to the point we feel like it's a bad thing to relate in a certain sense in your relationships, right? Really connect how you feel and think about things in order to build a better foundation. So these are all things that we want to make sure that we're embracing in the good old month of October, which we really should have been embracing during retrograde season, but because energy is going direct, it ain't really, the grace period is over with now. Cynthia Renee asks, will this also apply to those with Lilith in Libra? So if you have Lilith in Libra, if you have any planets in Libra, all those planets are going to be highly stimulated in the month of October. All right. So any planet that you have in Libra, the sun is about to make contact with it. Mercury is about to make contact with it. Venus is about to make contact with it. With the sun making contact with it, you are more prone to take action on these things. and you are, especially because these situations are going to be more vivid, you're going to have more of a clear awareness about it. You're going to be seeing things about that placement you don't usually see. All right. So it creates portals for you to want to take action, creates the potential for that, for you to want to take action on these things. Then you have Mercury. These things are going to be on your mind a lot. These things are going to be in mind a lot. You're going to be more curious to, either communicate, research, dive into these things, which could eventually lead into you taking action with these things. All right. We know Mercury favors the sun. And then you're going to have Venus passing this planet soon. All right. Venus making contact with this planet. So this is something that is going to be able to gain some type of support in some type of shape or form. You're going to feel the need to tend to it, nurture that placement in some type of shape or form, bring some understanding there. It may be potential for another party to bring some understanding or relate to that energy in some type of shape or form. So if you have Lilith in Libra, when it comes into situations that you're going to gain more of an awareness of situations where you've dealt with imbalances in your relationships, to the sense where you may have felt like the time you really wanted to do something with somebody else, you really wanted to make a connection or a relationship work, and it wasn't reciprocated. Lilith and Libra could kind of take that harder than others. All right. It could kind of take that harder than others. So there may be influences dealing with healing. All right. And extracting the lesson and some wisdom from them experiences, which you have in the sun, Mercury, and Venus making contact with them energies around this time. And you can feel pretty extreme in your relationships once these planets start making contact with Lilith as well. Lilith is a very extreme energy. So reactions to the emotions can be extreme. Your sexual drive can be extreme around this time. So there's going to be some passion potential mood swings you can be dealing with when these planets are making contact with them, especially when Venus gets next to Lilith. This is where you could really get extreme when it comes to any like relationship experiences or circumstances. So those are the things you want to keep in mind around that time. Make sure that you're moving your energy around in a healthy way. You're not keeping too much energies pent up with any past relationship circumstances or current relationship circumstances, because this is going to be a time where you could dissect these situations deeper, gain more of an understanding about these things. It just might feel a little mucky. I ain't gonna lie. It's going to feel a little mucky. All right. Lilith just has that type of intensity, makes you feel deeply, and you're about to have 3 planets making contact. All right. Does the same thing apply with Lilith in the 7th house? Lilith in the 7th house can definitely play out tendencies where they go through dark moments, or they go through dark experiences with relationships of all sorts. So once again, it doesn't have to be condensed to intimate relationships. It could be a friend that you had that manipulated you or had a hidden agenda. It could be a certain partnership, business partnership, especially for something that there was a financial agreement, there was contracts being signed. You got Lilith in the 7th house. You will have people try to manipulate you to sign contracts and agreements that favor their personal gain. And these are situations that, you can take very hard, and you may have to learn how to heal through with Lilith in the 7th house. You have to be careful that you don't adapt a dark approach towards how you deal with relationships and people with Lilith here, based off of what you may have experienced, what people may have done to you with Lilith in the 7th house. All right. You're also going to have a deeper psychological approach towards how you look at relationships. So, just your aura and the way you communicate, get to know somebody, people are going to feel a sense of depth and layers to you with Lilith in the 7th house. It could be intense for others. It could be intimidating for others. It could come off seductive and sexy to others with Lilith in the 7th house. All right. But there may also, does that Lilith in Libra, Lilith in the 7th house, it does bring potential for power and control issues in relationships though. All right. So you have to learn how to work through those things. And the most important things about energies like Lilith, I also want to include Chiron into that. All right. You guys got to make sure with those placements, whether it's a Lilith experience, you going through a dark time with a certain energy that you had to learn to persevere from, right? Had to learn to, use that situation to help build your character and how you deal with your, build more of an understanding of your emotional well-being. And then you have Chiron, which deals with repetitive lessons where you have to heal the same wound. All right. So with all that being said, you know, a real important thing when I look at these placements is to make sure that you're not looking at the past situation, right, that went left or went the wrong way amongst Lilith or Chiron, and not sinking too much into that when it's time to embrace it the next time. That's something we can do with Lilith and with Lilith energies, Chiron energies. It makes it hard to embrace the next time. To, let's say you got, like, once again, Lilith and Libra. So Lilith and Libra can attract a lot of situations where you're put in situations where you really want to make a certain relationship, connection, partnership work, and either you thought somebody was on the same page with you, and they wasn't. You know, things went left or whatnot with a situation you've seen a lot of potential with in a partnership. All right. Or you were simply just forced to do things on your own with somebody that you really want to do something with. All those type of energies can occur with Lilith and Libra. And you have to make sure that when you don't build so much resentment, because Lilith and Libra could push you into a real isolated energy. So now it's like, all right, fuck it, I ain't fucking with nobody. I'm on my individual shit. I'm doing shit on my own. When people hit me up to do this and the third, I'm not picking up that. So Lilith and Libra could do that a little bit. So you just have to make sure when you do see the potential in somebody, especially as the Libra Venus energy, you have to see the good in everything. When you do see potential in relationships, you don't hold too much resentment towards what you've experienced in the past with others. Damn, too real. Lilith and Libra in the 8th house, that resonates. Ooh, in the 8th house, yo. So everything I just said about holding those situations deep, you may have needed to hear that. That's very important for you to understand. But another thing, guys, whenever you have placements that bring a deep psychological effect, something that really impacts the subconscious or whatnot, you have to understand that placement has that much potential to develop such an awareness of that energy. So people that are very well versed dealing with helping counsel and heal others, provide guidance and direction for others to deal with trauma or any issues within the subconscious, these people have experienced some shit on their own. These things have, like, you don't just, like, you got to be able to experience some shit to be a help for others. So a placement like that, Lilith and Libra in the 8th house, it'll bring them type of situations there. And it might even involve possessions too. You have to be careful. You have to be careful that with people that come off a little bit greedy. You feel like they always need something from you. You got to be careful with that with Lilith and Libra in the 8th house. Might be some freeloading motherfuckers that try to come through. You feel me? Make you feel good. Those 8th house shit too. So they come in the dark. They make you feel good. They play on your temptations. You know, they may know how to communicate to make you feel secure, this, that, and the third. Then you start using some of your resources. 8th house deal with shared values, possessions of others. You start feeling comfortable to share your resources with them. Then they just start getting on some bullshit, don't reciprocate energy. They got some whole other hidden shit going on you wasn't aware about. So yeah, you got to be careful of that in the 8th house. Will this Libra energy affect a 7th house Pluto? It depends on where Libra is in your chart, and what transits are making aspects with your 7th house. All right. So you're a 7th house Pluto. I'm assuming you have Scorpio there, Sag there. What are you, Taurus rising? All right. Like Scarred Owl said, I appreciate everybody. I hit the like, the share. If you ain't subscribed, get a part of the community. So you collate these gems. Wow, it's the Pisces rising. People take our kindness as weakness. Man, listen, I know a lot of Pisces that have flipped on people, and I know like 2 situations off the top of my head in my personal life, 2 Pisces risings I know, where Motherfuckers took their kindness for weakness. Hold on, where's my motherfucking? Oh, I know two personal situations that I just be in my head like, man, Pisces rising, they some of the most dopest people in the world. They often tend to isolation. They often be in their own little space. But when they invite you to their space, it's so warm. It's so warm and cozy. They're such a people's person. They go out their way to make the environment peaceful for you. They so sensitive to the emotions of others. So it gets to a point where, you know, they want to make the vibe as comfortable for you because they're going to feel what the fuck you feel it anyways. I might as well make this motherfucker feel good. So, yeah. But Pisces ain't energy to fuck with. Pisces is not energy to play with. Pisces rising to flip on your ass. Pisces risings will flip on your ass. Got that Taurus, I said Taurus. Got that Virgo in the 7th house. So when it comes to Pisces rises and relationships, you think their personality is very open, relatable, tender, sensitive, caring. But they Virgo in the 7th house though. So when it gets into their relationships, you think they just floating. Now they know it's they pretty detail oriented when it comes into your actions and everything you saying and doing. They have great memory. They got great memory. You know, often water risings have great memory, especially Cancer risings, Cancer placements, period. But yeah, Pisces risings, got to be careful there. Two real nice, but when we're taking advantage, we cut you off, no strings attached, real. Yep. And you start missing all that care. You start missing all that tender first house, Jupiterian, Neptune, aura, influence that they got. You know, love me some Pisces energy. Is my boyfriend, yeah, Taurus rising. So he a Taurus rising, Astro Girl Quay. So let me see. So what was your question? It was what does Libra energy affect the 7th house Pluto? And he got Taurus in the 7th house. So what's aspect in there? So right now Libra season is like at a conjunction for him. He a Taurus rising. So he got Scorpio in the 7th house. Okay, so right now he's about to have planets enter the 7th house soon. All right, he's about to have planets enter the 7th house soon. So he can just feel like he could start to pick up. He's gonna start picking up on energies throughout the month of October, where it starts to feel like he's gonna have to embrace some more communication, doing things in a relationship from a more balanced perspective. Some more for him, it's gonna start right now in his sixth house a bit more. So he's embracing having to deal with all type of relationships at work right now. So it may be all type of ups and downs that he's dealing with either at work, in the career space, people that he work with at the moment. You know, having to get all type of things situated and in order. If you got Libra in the 6th house right now, all right, you got to learn to love working and scheduling in the month of October. Libra in the 6th house with Venus transit in there. Mercury is going to have the house really stimulated, so you're going to already see everything that needs to be worked on. So it's going to be hard to ignore, but you're going to have, you know, the durability and the willpower to do these things because the sun's going to be transiting here. So his 6th house is very active, but with that being his Libra 6th house, transiting with these planets about to transit into Scorpio into his 7th house, you know, towards the end of the month, that's what's going to bring that, you know, Scorpio in the 7th house. I mean, that's your boyfriend, so you already know. You may see how tight his circle is, his circle of friends. You know, he might even have just tight relationships with certain people in his family. He ain't cool with everybody in his family. He's only these 2 cousins and his moms ain't mess with you. As far as his pops and siblings, is be a little crazy. All right. What's in the 4th house again for Taurus risings? Leo. Yep. That's why Taurus risings are such homebodies, because they don't feel like they need to go outside to have fun. Like they bring the fun is in the home, Taurus risings. The fun is in the home. Entertainment setup, it's a video game. If it's a guy, they're going 8 out of 10 times they got their whole video game entertainment system set up to do their own little thing. You know, great host. You feel me? You know, you'll see they childlike energy, they playful energy come out with they close knitted, with their loved ones or whatnot. They probably come off serious in the streets or whatnot, or when they out and about, but in the home, they playful as a motherfucker with loved ones, close, intimate friends, intimate relationships, people that know them closely, though. They playful as shit. Probably play too much at times. So, yeah, but Scorpio in the 7th house, he just may be feeling a little bit of vulnerability with planets going to 7th house, because Scorpio there just makes it, sometimes these people, it could be, once again, deal with vulnerability, connecting out in the external realm. Sometimes when people want to communicate with them, get to know them and feel like, nigga, who sent you? Scorpio in the 7th house, who sent you? Who you? Like, because I done dealt with hidden agendas. I done dealt with family members, all of that, that would manipulated my ass, lied to me. So who the fuck is you asking me what's my name, where I'm from? You think I look good or whatnot? I don't give a fuck what you think. Who are you? You know, you got ID? So that's Scorpio in the 7th house. So he might feel these energies coming up, and it just might be a little vulnerable energies. You might see him a little tense with things in relationships or whatnot, or him overthinking things in a relationship or whatnot. So, you know, you just make sure you ease his mind. Let him know, like, look, I know your 7th house is all active and whatnot. Like, relax. I'm the safe space. All right. And he should be all gravy. So that's those are just some of the themes that we got going on in the month of October, guys. New contracts and agreements. New contracts and agreements. Planets are going direct. We got planets transit in Libra that rules contracts, agreements. Guys, stay consistent with what you're building. This energy, especially with Venus entering Libra, you know, real artsy. We're in an artsy creative state right now. All right. Get back in touch with, you know, your journaling, your writing, you know, anything that you get hands on with from a creative aspect, and your ability to relate it, connect it with others. Because right now, with these energies being stimulated, with planets going direct and new opportunities, things, clarity being gained, things picking up steam, we may be able to put ourselves in positions where motherfuckers want to offer us some certain opportunities. We're making agreements with the right people. We're starting fruitful partnerships with people who are into the things, think about the things, mentally relate with us the way we process our thoughts, you know, and we may not even be seeing the potential of these relationships right now, not understanding what they're going to evolve into. So stay in your bag, stay in your bag right now, family. All right, shout out to everybody. Kaisha, what's going on? Kai, what's going on? K Ming in the building. Oscar Gabriel, what's going on, family? What's going on, family? All right, 9 in the building. So it's what you want to keep in mind right now. It's what you want to keep in mind right now. We are in a shift. We are in a time of the year where, you know, we're in a time of the year where we start to get in hibernation mode, guys. All right. That fall winter season, grind season. Okay. Spiritually developed season. We got a lot of spiritual constellations in that second half of the year. Got a lot of spiritual constellations. Scorpio, Sag, Aquarius, Pisces. So all that isolation you doing in the motherfucking wintertime, you know, all them parties and events you curving because you recollecting, you reminiscing, you think about life. You feel me? You gravitating towards things dealing with spiritual perspectives. You reminiscing on experiences in your life while dealing with personal development. This that time of the year. You feel me? This is that time of the year. And then when we get into you feel me? Then when we start approaching the end of this time, you feel me? When we start entering the new year, now it's like, okay, Aries season, pop out season, show yourself season, show your new growth season, show your new development season, be an example of newness and creativity to others. All right, guys. So this is not the month to be flustered with relationships, because your intuition going to be too strong about what type of decisions you should make in your relationships. We had a head start while Mercury was in Libra, all right? And now Venus and the sun is in Libra. So that was a lot of preparation for us to deal with the month to prepare us for any type of relationship decisions. You've seen green and red flags. You felt different emotions, had different thoughts the past couple of months about relationships. So now that we're in it, everything is going to be, intuition should be very strong. All right. And you got to be able to make certain decisions, that align with your growth. That aligns with your, opportunity to be in better relationships, to be in better partnerships, to be in better group environments, to build your business and creativity with better people, to whatever it may be, guys. All right. But don't underestimate the way you feeling and thinking about situations you in, because we've been dealing with enough energies to help us gather all the data, all the spiritual data we need to help us navigate these situations that October may present us right now. All right. Also even though I said, because Astro Girl Quay said Capricorn is spiritual too. Saturn's a very karmic energy. So yeah, Capricorn has very spiritual properties to it. And that's not to say there's zodiac signs that's not spiritual. All right. That's definitely not to say that, guys. All right. It's just that I just pointed some of them constellations out based off of the houses they resonate in and some natural components. So, Scorpio energy can naturally bring situations dealing with the occult, dealing with, the subconscious, dealing with our shadow in a deeper way, processing things in the subconscious from a deeper perspective. All right. 8th house like things, being exposed to things that we're not usually exposed to. All right. Then you got 9th house, Sagittarius season, house of enlightenment. Then we got the 11th house, Aquarius, the unknown, abstract thinking, astrology. All right. And then we got 12 Pisces, mystical head ass. All right. Capricorn energies, Capricorn season. We're definitely, I would say the spiritual influences that, resonate out of Capricorn is the ability to use gifts in order to build authority, building your reality and foundation, but from the understanding the process of bringing the imagination into reality, understanding the spiritual process behind that. Capricorn understand these processes. All right. So you could have a Capricorn that's quote unquote not on some spiritual shit, but they doing spiritual shit. They got a blueprint about something. They concentrating on it. They understand how time work. So now they understand spiritual chemistry. Like, okay, add some time, keep the vision. All right. Now where the earth at, structure things. So, all signs have ways of dealing with spirituality on different components. All of them, and all signs can be on spiritual shit. They're just going to deal with spirituality in a different way. Earth signs may be a little bit more practical with their spirituality. You feel me? So you may come to an earth sign talking some spiritual shit and they're like, okay, how has that did something for you in your life? What results do you have from that? It sounds good. What have you developed? How has your spirituality, the gems you're trying to give me, how can you relate that to me for me to actually use that to build something in my life? So like earth signs could get a little bit more linear looking with spirituality, but nonetheless, they're going to be on some spiritual shit. Nonetheless, that's just how they deal with it. So it's just different for different signs and elements or whatnot. You tell earth signs some spiritual shit, they're going to want, I need something to manifest right now. You got a ritual I could do for my career? You got a ritual to take care of the student debt? I don't know. I don't know what guys you talking to then. I don't know. The astrology stuff you learn, I don't know. Don't know. They be talking about career stuff and all that shit with the astrology shit. Yeah, they be talking about this shit. Oh, all right, okay. All right. That should go help me. If I get a reading, that should go help me understand how to get in your crib. Word. All right. Maybe you onto something. Now you get Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Now Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn that wasn't into astrology like that. Now you got their ear a little bit. Like how? You use this shit to make money? You know, it's just earth signs, they need that shit to be a bit more hands-on. That shit, they can't be floated. Everything with an earth sign, whether it's spirituality or another type of circumstance, you got to come with some proof in the pudding. Like you got to be able to show real, like, don't come to no earth sign with a half-ass business idea and shit. Because they might just act like they might just act like they might just act like they don't like that shit, but it's really a good idea. You just don't really know what you're doing with it. They might like, yeah, that ain't gonna work. You need to think of something else. They ain't gonna take that, motherfucker. Capricorn, take that, motherfucker. Hey, I know God sent that motherfucker to tell me that for a reason. I know God sent me. I know that's. I know God sent that person to tell me that business idea for a reason. They didn't have the structure and the practicality to put that together. That's why they told me. All right. God knows I'm doing the right thing right now. I give them a little, once things pop off, I give them a little something, you know. Give them a little something. Motherfucking business turn into a multi-million-dollar business. Get this motherfucker $5,000. Like, hey, but you know, this shit was never, I ain't gonna lie, this shit would never started if it was for you. Here, hold this little 5 bands, you know, go get you some nice little clothes or something. Capricorn stingy ass. Stingy motherfucker. Talking about giving me some clothes. Bitch, you got millions. You want to have none of this shit if I ain't give you this idea. Manipulated me. That's what you did. Talking about get me some clothes. What you trying to say? Better give me a nice little 10-piece, little milli 10-piece, and some steak in this company. What the fuck wrong with you? Capricorn, little stingy mother. You biting teeth and nail to give sometimes, Capricorn. And it sucks because sometimes when you're dealing with them Capricorns that are stingy like that, when you're dealing with them Capricorn friends or family members you got that, you know, when you about to ask them, you need to ask them for money and some shit, you just know they about to probably stress you out to make you be like, you know what, all right, forget it, man. Niggas start asking you like, bro, why are you asking me for money right now? You feel me? Why are you asking me for money right now? Nigga be like, all right, forget it. Be like, no. I ain't say yes or no. But why are you in a position in your life where you got to ask me for money? Do you not have time where you could work for yourself? How you think I get my money? You think I pluck this shit off trees? You feel me? So Capricorn Capricorn give you some of that shit before they give you the money. Motherfucker gonna drop a whole Saturn, it's too strong. It's gotta teach a lesson. It's like we got the same 24 hours. The fuck? Take this funky ass $20. Shit, no, don't even pay me back. Just paying me back is you not asking me this shit again. That's paying me back. Paying me back is getting your shit together. All right? I don't work all these overtimes to just give money out. I'm not an ATM. You feel me? Capricorn start talking like that, be dead serious, but the shit be funny though. But they dead serious. Like seeing a Capricorn mad and articulating why they mad, top 5 funniest shit. Capricorn sun, top 5 funniest shit. They start talking to you like they created buddy after what? Like who the fuck is you, nigga? Like Grant Cardone? Warren Buffett? Shit. Just because a nigga need 20 cash, you ain't gotta sun me now. Motherfucker try to tell me about his life. Take this 20. Take your funky $20 back. Take your ass back to work, motherfucker. You feel me? Right, these as a mama understand. Hold on. Capricorn, Sun, and Venus, and Pisces. I'm all about manifesting some. Oh yeah. Ooh yeah. You're gonna get spiritually invested into building in reality for sure. I gotta pay her back now. I'm dead ass, and I help her with college homework. She talking about she passed, and I'll be passed. I'm a Capricorn Sun and Moon, and sir, I want to know why y'all always asking Caps for something like dead ass. Niggas think because we don't. You think because we not. You think because we a nigga work so much, we trying to build some shit. Like we trying to build some shit with the shit. But yeah, like I was saying, Capricorn might be a little stingy, might act like that a little bit because it's like to them they work so hard. They watch so much people get things and not take care of them and not value them the way they would value them. Saturn be influencing that in their life. So Saturn's your chart ruler of you, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising. I am even trying to be biased just because I'm a Cap Moon, but Cap Moon, honestly, we the ones that get the real, we the ones that really get the real the wrong end of the stick. All right. We the ones that really motherfucking be going through some Saturn trials and tribulations at this moment. Especially because of that moon debilitation. So, and you know, everything with the moon tied with your emotions, relationship to your mother, your emotional well-being. So Capricorn moon life. You know, it's our theme song. Hold on, this is our theme song right here. Hold on. This is our theme song right here. I hope I don't get flagged for it. I'm playing real quick. Look, this our shit right here. This our shit right here. If you a Capricorn moon and you know this song right here I'm about to play, you said you probably cried to this song before. You probably cried to this song before. This our shit. This hold on, wait. Which one I'm playing on my speed? Hold on. Try to treat you like a lady. Try to be a friend. This our shit right here. This our theme song right here. Strong Saturn placements. Capricorn moon, Aquarius moon, Libra rising, Capricorn stelliums. That's a. You see, I'm gonna fuck around, start tearing out this motherfucker. So put some respect on motherfucking Capricorn name when they give you that lesson. When you ask them for $20. That's why they schooling your ass like that. You coming from where they from, we don't just give 20 cash out like that. Motherfuckers is dying. On Saturn, niggas is dying over $20, all right? Hey, yo. Nah, shout out to all the cat placements in the building. Y'all a trip. Y'all is a trip. So, said cat moons do have it hard. 3 of my close friends are all cat moons. Sometimes they generally can't catch a break, bro. You got to work through that shit, man. You don't know what life is about. Perseverance until you got a placement like that. Coming where I'm from, dead ass. Shout out to Anthony Hamilton. Matter of fact, let me pull his chart up. I swear to God, I'm telling y'all right now, if this nigga got a Capricorn moon, if he a Cap Sun Cap moon, I'm logging off. Stream over. And he got patches in his beard. That might be some Capricorn shit right there. Motherfucker can't fully grow that motherfucker out. Coming from where I'm from. Okay, what's his B day? His B day, January 28th, 1971. All right. I'm ending the stream. Not playing. January. So off rip. Yo, if he's a cat moon too, I'm out of here. Where his shit at? 1971. That's really crazy. I swear I did not know he's a what's the name. I need to know his placements to see what type of pain he had to write that song. So he definitely got the Saturn influence. He right on that Capricorn Aquarius cusp. But this the pain right here, y'all. Y'all see that? This the pain. This is the pain. All right. Late degree Scorpio placements, 28, 29 degree. Well, I don't know if we don't know if that's his moon. If the moon was, let me see, do I got the time in? I got the time set to 9 p.m. So if the moon is 28 degrees at 9 p.m., the moon was pretty much in it's pretty much in Scorpio that whole day. So he a Scorpio moon, Mars late degree 29 critical degree Scorpio. That's a very powerful placement though. But God, you got to go through some transformation to unlock some properties there. But very powerful. But and where's it? Saturn and Taurus, Saturn and Earth. Yeah, you ain't building nothing easy in this lifetime. You ain't building nothing easy. Shout out to Anthony Hamilton. Shout out to Anthony Hamilton. What's his Venus? I like looking at Venus for singers. Venus and Mercury. He got Venus sextile Uranus. Where's Mercury at? Mercury trine Saturn. Shout out to all the Cap Moons in the building, man. Shout out to all the Cap Moons. Back to influences for a month of October. Well, Cats be the main ones flexing and be like, people only want me for my money. Cause that's what they be using that shit to represent their ass. That's what it is. Thank you on Capricorn because we found it. Saturn sucks. I don't care what y'all see. Some people ain't even trying to hear the benefits. It's like, it can't be no way that bitch is beneficial. It can't be no way. I ain't trying to hear all that. Take your time and help you to build structure. I ain't trying to hear none of that shit. I ain't trying to hear none of that shit. That's some Scorpio pain right there. That's some Scorpio pain right there. All right, y'all. October transit. So let's get right into it. So those was the themes, and I'm gonna just throw my reggae tunes back on. Capricorn Sun, Scorpio Moon. I ain't gonna front. That's a nice big three. I mean, that's a nice Sun Moon right there. Nice little. That's a passionate person though. That's a passionate person. They gonna have to learn how to deal with their motherfucking emotions from time to time. On one end, they don't express the shit, and when they do, that shit coming out a little too extreme. It's like, damn. If you would have just answered the questions I asked you a couple months ago, you wouldn't be screaming at me right now. You could have just answered this shit accordingly a few ago. Your pent up emotion having ass is going to have to relax. Capricorn Sun, Scorpio Moon, Scorpio Sun, Capricorn Moon. All right. I know you passionate about all the other shit you want to build in your life and structure, but I ain't your enemy. I'm trying to help. Taking that shit out on me. That type of alignment takes shit out on loved ones. Loved ones be knowing they finna catch some shit from them this week. Like, yeah, this motherfucker in a bad mood. He gonna cuss me about it. He or she gonna cuss me about Sunday. They gonna cuss me out about Sunday. Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you just have a lot of Mars energy, man, you need healthy releases. You need healthy releases. Could be walking around angry in this motherfucker. You know, people be saying I be dragging Virgos a lot lately. I'm sorry, Aries, Scorpio. I've been on y'all heads lately. Been getting a couple DMs, a couple death threat DMs from y'all lately. You know, Mars don't know how to play around sometimes. Sometimes Mars play around too rough. Like, damn, nigga, that hurt. Man, nigga, you soft. Oh, that hurt. We're play fighting. You really just slapped the shit out of me. All right. Toughen up, nigga. No bullshit. All right. October 2nd, first significant transit of the month October. October 2nd, Mercury goes direct, guys. Mercury goes direct. And you know, when Mercury goes direct, hold on, can I pull up? Let's get away from Anthony Hamilton's heartfelt chart. Okay. So tomorrow we're gonna have Mercury go direct. All right, we know right now it's stationed in Virgo, and we already had a little preview of Mercury in Libra, right? We already had a preview of that for a little bit before it went back into Virgo. So this gave us a little bit more of a taste these past couple of weeks when it comes to getting some things in order, right? With our wellness schedule routine. All right. No, Mercury don't play about no Virgo energy, but it also made us highly critical of relationships because it's like cusping, is at them late degrees of Virgo. So when the Mercury right now, it's 24 degrees. So when it gets back into like cusp energies of Virgo, now this is like the portion of like around next week where sometime towards the end of next week where we could start becoming highly critical of our relationships because Mercury is influenced by Libra energy, but it's still picking up the influence to have to fix and put things in order with Virgo. All right. So that's something we want to pay attention to. But while Mercury goes direct, okay, we could start seeing things once again. The house that you have Virgo and Libra in, but mostly Libra as we transit the month of October, you're going to start to see, clarity start to pick up with things with your partner, anything that you're relating to other individuals with, things that you may have been up in the air with when it comes to relationship partnerships and agreements. And Mercury's going to start picking these things up, more of an influence to want to communicate and be more direct, exchanging your thoughts with other individuals, not keeping these things hidden. All right. And you may experience that same energy coming from others. Captain playing around, there's no fun if they losing. Yeah, it's everybody got to feel their shit. Everybody in the house. You feel me? So you want to look at that house that you have. I mean, Mercury is going to be in Virgo for, about a week. It's going to be in Virgo for about a week until it goes into Libra. So we just want to be conscious about all the things in that house where Mercury's transiting right now, making sure that we're not letting signals and signs that are providing direction or confirmation on us doing the right things, aka seeing a certain result or confirmation from the external realm. You don't want to let these things go over our head once Mercury turns back direct. All right, guys. So that's on the 2nd tomorrow. Then jumping to the 8th, Pluto goes direct, guys. Pluto goes direct in Capricorn. All right. And so since Pluto has been retrograde, we may have been going through a lot of deep analyzations when it comes to anything related to a long-term goal, a desire. It may have been a lot of recollecting when it comes into rebirths and transformations in our life. And also a lot of, since Pluto been direct for the majority of the year, it may have been a lot of things we've been contemplating on initiating deep transformations with, understanding if I do this, if I quit here, if I get out of this relationship here, if I sell my house, like this is all gonna this is not a regular transformation. This is a huge shift in my life, and I'm gonna have to embrace that if I feel like, there's better potential, in the future after these decisions. So a lot of us may have experienced these things in the house that we have Pluto in. All right. And remember, Capricorn is serious decision making. Capricorn energy deals with serious decision making, whether it's dealing with finances, legal issues, career, business structure, law. So all of these things, reorganizing how we're working on building on things, of course, with Pluto being in the earth sign, because Pluto has that influence of rebirth, regeneration. These are all things we may have been reprocessing, like, all right, I'm finna shift this, I'm finna change this, or I have to be, or another thing Pluto does when this retrograde is try to get us to understand why that transformation had to happen in our life, a previous transformation. Okay, Pluto ain't changing things overnight. It could stay in the sign for the longest. It could stay in the sign for years. So, when it's transiting a sign, we're experiencing a shift of transformations and evolutions while Pluto's transiting one sign, So it helps us to make sense of a lot of transformations we've been through. It helps us to reprocess things with our shadow. So hopefully a lot of us have exercised the ability to do that, since Pluto has been retrograde. And now that Pluto's going to be going direct in October, things that affect your subconscious, that trigger you, lack of control over things that you have a desire for, there's going to be a lot of clarity with these things. So there's going to be strong emphasis on things that need to be changed and things that you need to embrace the change for. It ain't going to be nothing to overthink about once Pluto go direct. And things that need to be transformed, they're going to be loud. They're going to be heavy in the house that you have Capricorn in. All right. And we have to be okay with different type of shifts in the career space by default once Pluto start going direct, because a lot of new things in the career space can be initiated when Pluto start going direct. Maybe some shifts in the career space or whatnot you may not agree with, and now this is something that you may feel like you have to make a transition with. So these are things we want to anticipate with Pluto going direct. But when the planet does go direct, it does have new clarity. So with Pluto having new clarity, it has a very low tolerance as to what's holding back spiritual development, what's holding back your ability to change and bring positive transformation to what you're building in the house that you have Capricorn in. All right. So we can be very extreme with Pluto going back direct. It's like Pluto back outside. You feel me? It was in detention. So it had detention for like a whole month. So when school ended and everybody was in recess, this, that, and the third, motherfuckers playing basketball, motherfucking Mars trying to get Mars and motherfucking Mercury and shit, trying to play booty tag with Venus and them, everybody out there in recess chilling every day after school, you feel me? Everybody playing basketball, they chilling, but Pluto been in motherfucking recess. I mean, Pluto been in detention. He probably was, Pluto was doing some volatile shit. Pluto in there got caught bullying somebody, putting somebody's head in the toilet, threatening a teacher, vandalizing property. Pluto got detention for some type of destruction energy. All right. He was definitely transforming some shit in the school. All right. So now Pluto's out, is over. Pluto's up, is out of detention. That month over. Now when Pluto hits recess, everybody, oh shit, you feel the intensity. It's direct. You feel Pluto's intensity. AKA situation that need change, that's going to transform. They need to transform right now. All right. Then I could go back to slowly cruising, but I'm direct now. So I got to have y'all feel my presence. So in the month of October, when Pluto, you can feel the presence when Pluto starts to go direct after the 8th. All right. You're going to start feeling that low tolerance in that house you got Capricorn with, or anything attached to long-term goals and desires you have. And, with deep emotions, people that are distractions or create a negative environment for you when it comes into how you like to process your emotions. We ain't got no time for none of that, and we can be very extreme. And I was saying on the live stream last night, with all these air energies and the Mars-like influences Libra's dealing with right now, aka opposite Jupiter and Aries, extreme actions, having to get the balance in making wise decisions while being influenced by extreme actions. And then Mars and Gemini, which you already know what time Mars and Gemini be on. All right. So the sun is not going to start making contact with Mars directly until later on in the month, later on in Libra season, because Mars is in the later degree stages of Gemini. But just having those type of planets active, all right, hitting the Libra constellation, we can be very extreme. Like I said last night, we can be very extreme in relationships right now. And for a lot of us, it may be good to be extreme in relationships. It may be good to be really direct and deliver a message in a harsh way, even though it had to be delivered and we really couldn't. Like I said, Libra energy can get a little cold. All right. Reality could feel a little cold, but sometimes reality is needed. So we just have to be discerning, wise about how we do things, right? Do our best to be in as much of a cooperative nature as possible, to be as logical and rational as possible. All right. But this is the potential of some of these energies with things going direct. You know, you ain't playing about your intentions and your true desires when Pluto go direct. You're already processing things that you're about to initiate a new change or transformation. So if somebody's about to get ready to rob a bank, if somebody's about to get ready to do something that could be real transformative, I don't know why I have to be so negative, Mercury and Scorpio, but like not anything that's a big shift, a big decision, a big change, they probably not going to be so motherfucking happy-go-lucky or so giggly or whatnot, or just, you know, waste time and just do whatever days leading into that or the day before that or whatnot. They're gonna be kind of concentrated. They're gonna be kind of locked in. They're gonna kind of be, you know, focused on some of the internal energy, how they feel and think. So these are like some influences Pluto could just bring going direct. All right, so that's what creates the low tolerance for dealing with bullshit and dealing with distractions and whatnot. All right, so that's what we got going on there. And then on the 9th, full moon in Aries, guys. Full moon in Aries. All right. You know, the full moons is like pretty much somewhat of our halftime space, close to our halftime. We get to look at what we've experienced through this new solar season, through this first half or this first portion of the Libra season transit. And we get to, once again, the moon in Aries, that's individuality. All right. That's individuality. That's self-intention. That's your personal intention, your personal passions and goals and aspirations. All right. Your personal insight, how you see things. All right. Libra is your ability to relate that with others. Libra is your ability to see others' I am energy. Libra's right opposite from it. So energies that's opposite from you, you can see it. It's not a surprise. If a motherfucker you got beef with is running after you across the street, he ain't coming from behind you, it ain't the left, right. You can see the op. So Libra has a direct view of the I am, people's individuality. So Libra has to learn how from Aries how to help cultivate that themselves. But because they're naturally 7th house individuals, they're learning how to view that in others, right? And they're understanding how to connect theirs too, and seeing how it affects others, what it creates, you know, how they can inspire other individuals with their individuality, but relating it to others. So with all that being said, when when we experience the full moon in Aries, these are the things that are going to be highlighted. The house that you have Aries in, all right, this is the area where we're going to it's going to be fully illuminated, your Aries house. So if you have Aries in a fire house, 1st, 5th, 9th house, okay, Aries is going to be activating things dealing with self-expression, creative expression. All these things are going to be fully illuminated. What's in your awareness. 1st house will be your personal awareness. That house is going to be fully illuminated. 5th house is going to be more so dealing with your creative awareness. That's going to be fully illuminated. We're going to be seeing what distractions or things are getting in the way of your personal intentions there. 9th house is going to be dealing with your personal belief system and your intentions as to what you want to experience and pursue in this lifetime. What's restricting you there? All right. What you got to detach from there. If you got Aries in the 2nd, 6th, 10th house, we're going to be the career space, how you deal with reality, responsibilities, the resources you have, what you should be placing time into, you know, what things you could use to build, what contacts you have that you can build with. These are all things that's going to be fully illuminated. All right. how you could move your reputation around in order to create opportunities, this, that, and the third. All right, you got Aries in the water house, 4th house, 8th house, 12th house. All right, this full moon is gonna pick up energies on, you know, how you're emotionally invested in your relationships. All right, you know, relationships that's closer to home, and you know, the imbalances in between them or whatnot is also gonna have a strong emphasis on you guys. What Aries in the water houses is gonna basically be pulling on a lot of energies to get you guys to understand what things get in the way of you developing a peaceful emotional well-being. You know, what people, places, and things are things that you're paying attention to or connecting to, you know, disturb your ability to have, you know, a settled, healthy emotional well-being or whatnot. You know, what things you're holding on to. All right, Aries energy don't like holding on to things. It actually, like, it frowns upon that. Aries energy cannot stand dealing with people that move a little too slow, or people that or situations that hold it back from doing the things it wants to do. All right, so if you have Aries in a water house while the full moon is transiting there, you're going to be picking up on things that you may be holding on to in these water houses a little too deeply, that's getting in the way of you creating a new space for how you could thrive emotionally, mentally, or with your creative you know, your creative juices as well. Okay, and then if you got Aries in what's the name, if you got Aries in the air, did I say air house already? I feel like I said air house. No, I just started with fire houses. Yeah, in the air house. You got Aries in the air house. You know, the imbalances in your relationship. See, Aries in the air house, you already experienced in dealing with individual minded situations. If you got Aries in the 3rd, 7th, or 11th house, but especially if you're a Libra rising in the 7th house, of course. All right, I have Aries in the 3rd house, so I can speak from experience with that shit. And then, but it's there's positives, a lot of nice positives to that placement too, because it's a sextile. But Aries in the 11th house too. Aries in the air house, you done been in a group environment, partnership. You done played on a team. It could have been a cheerleading team. It could have been your basketball team. It was some type of group environments you've been a part of that you was passionate about what that group was working towards, whatever goals or whatnot, and you dealt with some competitive ass, single-minded energies within that group in some type of shape or form. You done been there. Motherfuckers was too greedy. Motherfuckers wanted too much money for the job that y'all was doing together. Some type of shape or form at times. You know, you meet extreme energies with Aries there, but also a lot of potential to connect with others, you know, amongst the things you're passionate with, and to rally up others amongst the things that you're passionate with, and to lead and to be in leadership positions within group environments as well. So you can't front on Aries there neither. You can't front, you mix a little Aries, somebody who got strong Aries placements with significant air placements, over time they can become well versed in dealing with leadership positions within group environments. It just comes down to their ability to have the patience to work with people and seeing the potential and understanding why it could become a positive thing and a fruitful thing to deal with group work. You know, be more relatable, networking some more, being more open, exchanging thoughts and ideas with others. Once an Aries person with air placements, a person with Aries placements and air placements start seeing that significance, oh, they could be motherfucking Fred Hampton. They could be the militant intellectual leader of the fucking you know, the militant, take initiative, strong presence, yet intellectual, able to articulate themselves type of leader or authority of any type of motherfucking group. So you know, this is why we like to often focus on, we make fun of having, like, oh man, my sun square my moon and my moon square this, and the third. Oh my God, my Venus and my Mars. But guys, you know, over time, this is what develops, you know, the gems in people, diamonds in people, because when you go through, when you live a life with these planets just constantly gaining, constantly develop friction, and you start maturing, you get into your Saturn return years, you analyze in your 20s, you get into your 30s and whatnot, you're going through nodal returns, all that wisdom that's developed from planets that have friction, you know, it develops your character so much, and there's so much potential for you to be an example for things that people struggle with every day. All right. So everybody has something to teach. All right. Just by them overcoming their own personal lessons. So these are things that you're gonna experience. We're gonna experience about the full moon. Obviously, as we get closer to that, we're gonna tackle that some more. All right. Let me just let's take a sneak peek at let's just take a sneak peek at, because I haven't looked that much ahead with the full moon, but let's just see what we got going on aspect wise and everything. Okay, so 6 degrees. So it looked like it's gonna peak around. Middle of the day in the early evening. 16, 12. Yeah, so it looked like somewhere around like 4:45. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So like around 4:50 something, like around 4:50, the full moon is gonna peak. So it's gonna be it's gonna be opposite the moon, obviously. It's gonna be opposite Venus, all right, in a 3-degree orb. Okay. It's gonna be harmonizing with Saturn and harmonizing with Mars, guys. So this full moon is gonna be intense. Motherfuckers is gonna be a little bit too extreme in this full moon because they're gonna feel like the most I mean, the thing is, a full moon deals with detachment, but because that area is fully illuminated in your chart, you're picking up on a lot of emotions. So if the moon is full, is picking up on a lot of emotions, then you have it in Aries that's already a proactive energy, right? And then now it's making contact, it's harmonizing with Saturn and Mars. All right. Saturn helps to be more rational with things and it eases the temperament, but Mars, will gas up its own constellation some more. It's Aries energy. So it could be a lot of extreme reactions in relationships right now. I don't even know how that moon sextile Mars obviously is a sextile, and it brings a lot of access in order to initiate breaking habits, initiate moving through certain breakthroughs or transformations. Whenever the moon is harmonizing with Mars give the moon a different type of durability, and the moon can already endure a whole lot. A mother can endure a whole lot raising a family on her own and shit. So when Mars is there, this is a mother with her with her young, in shape, ready to beat somebody ass son, ready to defend her. So when it comes to anything we feel like we need to detach from, when it comes to anything we feel like we need to detach from, we need to cut off, we need to express during the full moon in Aries, Mars is right there. So we're way more encouraged to do so. We're possibly not going to hesitate around this time. Way more extreme, making decisions around this time. So yeah, really, especially when it comes to relationship influences. So we really want to chill, but there's a lot of positivity to lie on that with the moon harmonizing with Saturn. All right, because it brings structure. It brings structure to all the energies we're going to be internalizing. So whatever house that you have Saturn, whatever house that you have Aquarius in, all right, you're possibly gonna we're possibly going to be creating opportunities or seeing situations that make us feel more comfortable and bring more resolve to what we're doing in the career space or how we're structuring things, how we're dealing with certain priorities, responsibilities, being able to have clarity, developing a better personal approach towards what we're building and structuring, or, feeling more encouraged and feeling more resilient, being able to deal with more discipline, resisting certain things that are not productive for us. So that moon harmonizing with Saturn energy, that's a really nice placement. I just know with Mars next to the moon, whether it's a sextile, whether it's a trine, whether it's a square, Mars amplifies the intensity of the moon and makes her react to things more intensely. All right, so we want to make sure we react to things that we know we need to put the end to. We need to fall back from. We use Mars energy to take initiative with that. We use that moon sextile Mars energy around this time to embrace transformations, you know, to be more clear with our emotional intentions. All right, so we're definitely going to hover on that. And because it's going to be at 16 degrees, if you have any placements in cardinal signs, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, within like 13 to 19 degrees, these placements are going to be picking up on these energies a whole lot. All right, cardinal placements by default are going to be picking up on these energies a whole lot. All right, so that's what we got going on with the full moon in Aries on the 9th. And then on the 10th, like we hovered over a little bit when we talk about Mercury going direct tomorrow, Mercury's going to enter Libra on the 10th. All right, so we kind of hovered over that already. Mercury enters Libra, so the mind now, once again, we become way more critical and attentive towards relationship matters. And because the sun and Venus is already going to be in Libra. All right, by the time Mercury get back into Libra, you know, Mercury just gonna make us think more about the things we already was planning to take action on, about the feelings we was already having within our relationships. You feel me? So Mercury can come and help and overthink, but it could also help us mentally structure how to plan and how to articulate and you know, be more aware of situations to conduct and relate things. Whenever Mercury is in the air sign, we're going to see more of a flow with communication because Mercury thrives in the air element. It thrives in the air element. All right. Shit, it thrives in the place it's in right now. It with its exaltation. So this is why I'm saying right now with this energy, with Mercury going direct tomorrow, leading into Mercury going into Libra, this portion can be just extremely critical of our relationships, just seeing everything that need the details to it. You feel me? Probably being a little, getting easily annoyed in our relationships a little bit right now. You know, seeing everything about your partner and coworker and the people around you that's annoying right now. All right. So you just got to be easy, y'all. Be easy on that. Okay. But yeah, Mercury's going to enter back in Libra on the 10th. And like I said, we already had a preview of that energy. Mercury was in Libra and it's going right back in since we had it retrograde. All right. And that's going to create, at that point, we're going to have 3 planets. We're going to be dealing with the whole Libra stellium at that point. All right. But these are light planets in Libra. Sun, we don't got no heavy malefics or anything. So we got the sun. Okay. We got Venus. Another thing about the sun and Venus right now. Well, not right now. This is the 10th that I'm looking at. This is the 9th. Okay. So with the sun and Venus being close to each other, you know, the sun has a tendency to burn shit up. All right. So it brings awareness. It brings light. But that motherfucker could burn shit up at times. So expect a more intense temperament in your relationships. I know these energies are in Libra, so it provides more of an access dealing with cooperation, but you know, it could just feel some intensity in your relationships, feeling like you have to acknowledge things right at that moment, probably even feeling like a little pressure to do so. So be careful with that. If something's always in your face, always in your awareness, you're going to always feel like you need to deal with it right now. So if something's next to the sun, that's what it does. All right. So that's what we got going on with Mercury entering back Libra. Now, those are going to be some significant placements all the way jumping to the 23rd. All right. Oh, shit. So, when we look at the 23rd, Saturn goes direct and the sun and Venus enter Libra. All right, so we got a little stalemate, we got a little cruise of energies, and then boom, from the 9th to 10th, then we get to the 23rd. You know, them couple of weeks leading up to the 23rd, that's us getting adjusted with Mercury getting back direct. You know, us filling things out more with our partnerships, us filling things out with more new routines, more new systems we may have had in place right? Now that Mercury's going direct and planets are gearing up to go direct, when we get to the 23rd, Saturn goes direct, all right, especially with the full moon in Aries. By this time, we've been experiencing the full moon with Aries, right? So we wind it down from that time. Then when we get into the 23rd, Saturn goes direct. So like I said, when a planet goes direct, it's thirsty to kind of let the streets know that it's back out, it's back in motion. So when it comes to all priorities, responsibilities, when it comes to refining things within group environments, the house that you have Aquarius in, all right, we're going to probably see a shift of energy in this house, but we're also going to see things pick up. Now, Saturn itself already deals with it already deals with time, it already deals with restriction, us having to be disciplined, us having to do things in an orderly fashion, right? So when it's retrograde, it can really slow things up, all right? It can really got to slow things up in a bit and really force us to take our time with things. So that house that you have Aquarius in, you can start to see, the clarity develop with new business ideas, obviously relationship circumstances in that house. You got Aquarius in that house. So obviously it's going to be influenced dealing with relationships, dealing with people. All right. There's a sense of unpredictability, difference, uniqueness, abstract thinking, influence in the house that you have Aquarius here. So Saturn, all this time that has been retrograde, throughout this year, we've been understanding how to utilize anything that's of difference, that's unique within us, right? Whether it's a concept, a gift, a talent, a creative way of doing something, a way of marketing and branding something, advertising something. We may have been rearranging a whole lot of that with Saturn in this house, doing reconstruction on things with Saturn in this house. All right. So now that it's going to be direct, all right, especially it's going to be the 23rd, so later towards the end of the month, from the end of the month, cruising into the month of November, all right, low tolerance as for what restrictions we're going to be dealing with, because we're going to be feeling restrictions a little heavier too, all right, just because Saturn direct, Saturn still got to let us know that it's here, but it's going to open up the floodgates for things that we have been investing time into in the house that we have Aquarius, or anything that we've been making sure that if it's a responsibility, priority, a business, a brand, something that develops the stability, security, we're going to see the fruits of our labor, these couple of months coming after the ending of October, pretty much closing out the year, going into November, December. All right, y'all. So it gives us more of a low tolerance dealing with our time. All right. You're going to see, you may pick up on energies with other people in your life looking like they way more less tolerant, dealing with their time, because there's way more of a significance as to what time means in their life and how they might have been utilizing it while Saturn was retrograde. All right. So that's what we want to keep in mind. And then, the Sun and Venus enter Scorpio on the 23rd. All right. So appreciate that. Lasim Ra, House of Intuition. Excuse me if I pronounced that wrong. It looked like it's pronounced Leah Sim. All right. But I'm rocking with the Ra House of Intuition. I'm rocking with all that Ra energy. All right. But so when we got the Sun and Venus entering Scorpio, ain't nothing says intense relationship circumstances with that alignment. All right. Okay, Venus and the Sun, they still paired up by that time, entering Scorpio together. When the Sun is in Scorpio, our awareness is now directed towards more 8th house-like influences, all right? Transformations, rebirths in our life. What rebirths we need to initiate? Our shadow, our true motives and goals about things, all right? Understanding how our shadow has developed. Any things that we don't have control over, power and control issues in our life overall, all right? Things that we need to regenerate and heal from. Our creative influences, all right? Things getting our finances together and how relationships affect our finances. What type of resources do people that we know have? Sun in Scorpio energy, but Venus is going to be right here. So we can have more of a positive approach towards these things, all right? However, when Venus enters Scorpio, she starts to become more vulnerable here. So it adds more of a heavier weight when it comes into Venus moving around and being relatable and connecting her love and sharing with people and cooperating with people. At times, she may do it more intensely. At times, she feels vulnerable because it may be a new opportunity. It may be a new relationship, a new environment, but sometimes she may not have a great grasp on people's intentions. Okay, so this is why we can also be extreme with what we do, what action we take to bring understanding to our relationships around this time. It's Scorpio energy. So, we gotta swim through. We in water now. You're gonna have to swim through this, fill it out a little bit. All right. But the fact that Venus is right next to it, it makes a lot of things vulnerable when it comes into seeing how relationships, love affect our shadow, cause transformations in our life. All right. Looking at deep insecurities when it comes to relationships and love. Those are some things we may do now, but Scorpio does it with a different level of intensity. All right. Now, at the same time, with Venus entering that eighth house space, even though it makes things dealing with love and relationships more vulnerable, more intense, Venus brings value to things that are in the dark. Venus encourages us to align with things that we can gain from the dark realm, whether it's solitude, whether it's a spiritual reset, whether it's becoming more in touch with your emotional well-being, understanding that your creativity, your art, your true intentions and pursuits are the things that align what makes you feel fulfilled. All right. Venus helps us to get in touch with that. All right. And it helps us, with Venus being channeled in a more higher energy while it's in Scorpio. This is being able to deal with the root or foundation on the subconscious level of a relationship, really moving through dark energies, hidden subjects, that things that are not expressed, that are hidden between both of you parties in a relationship, and really being able to navigate some of the muddy waters in order to develop a stronger connection. So a lot of us may experience that in many different ways. That could be experienced with your parents. That could be experienced with your intimate partner. That could be experienced with some type of loved one in some type of shape or form. But I would say those are like influence of Venus and Scorpio in a more mature state, in a wiser state, aka Venus not allowing the heavy energies of Scorpio or the temptations that things of revolving around desires are presented to her, allowing to develop some type of discernment, being able to have access to these things, but understand how it could take control of her, and navigate relationships and connections with other individuals while having boundaries, and understanding how to, read the room some more. All right. So Venus and Scorpio, man, that placement ain't no joke. It ain't no joke. These ain't the people to play around with neither. You don't play around with them in relationships neither. You don't play around with them in relationships neither. I tell you that. I tell you that right now. They'll leave a little. They'll leave a little feeling on you that you won't be able to you'll be in your fourth relationship after that Venus and Scorpio. You still can't wiggle that little feeling off of that motherfucker. Like, this motherfucker put a hex on my black guy. I should have never cussed their ass out the last time we spoke. And now I can't even apologize. I'm blocked on everything. They don't email nothing. How you block me on your email? I don't even know if that's possible. You feel me? But every time I try to email, this shit says rejected. It's not server, not sent, delivered. But all right. Only a Scorpio do some shit like that. Get in touch with Gmail. Actually get in touch with Google. Like, hey, I want to put in a special request. I know you can't necessarily block email other people from content. But that's what we're gonna have going on with Venus and Scorpio and the Sun entering Scorpio. Venus and Scorpio, and I stayed in myself because of the vulnerable feeling. I don't know. Like, yeah, but like I always say, this is why with them influences, you always have potential to build a deep connection with individuals based off of people being able to demonstrate their transparency, their humility, their honesty. That makes a Venus and Scorpio feel, that makes them feel open to be able to dive deep with you, or put some energy into developing a connection or a rapport for sure. All right, so that's what and obviously the house that you have Scorpio in is now gonna be activated. All right, I've been reading things from I've been diving deeper and more into whole sign influences, y'all. So, once we get towards like those transits and we go through the influences, I'm always gonna start breaking things from more of a Placidus and the whole system perspective as well. But I feel like a lot of times them things, from my understanding that I'm getting now, a lot of times them things are gonna naturally correlate as well by default, both interpretations. But anyways, the house that you have Scorpio in, all right, that's where the consciousness is going to be moved towards. That's where the influence to take some action, all right, is going to be moved towards. All right, that's where the potential to want to relate going to be moved towards. But because it's Scorpio, that means we're going to be wanting to relate under the influence of passion, desires, intensity, aka this is the time where you have to be extremely discerning about who you're being intimate with, how you're being intimate with, because Venus may not be able to see the true intentions or see things like that because she's so she might be moving a little naive or a little blinded a bit based off of how good she feels, or and can't really be seeing the intention. It might like this, like just make sure you're moving safely, you're moving wisely, connecting wisely around this time, because Venus and Scorpio, don't nothing say love causing transformations, relationship causing transformations than a good old Venus and Scorpio transit. All right. Venus is prone to be changed and transformed, aka us lacking discernment and wisdom with our ability, with how we connect with others. We don't know what type of ways we get transformed, what type of ways we could get taken advantage of, what ways we could be lied to. All right. Venus and Scorpios themselves, Venus and 8th house themselves this is why they may be real skeptical or vulnerable dealing with individuals, because they may have dealt with these type of situations. All right. So that's what we got going on. Those are the positive, negative shifts of a lot of them energies. And obviously we're going to dive into how they personally influence us around that time. And then to wrap up significant influences of the month of October, y'all, on the 25th, we're going to be experiencing a new moon solar eclipse, a partial solar eclipse in Scorpio. All right. So that energy is very intense whenever we have any type of moon transit towards transit in Scorpio. New moon, full moon, solar eclipse, lunar eclipse, quarter moon, crescent moon. It don't matter what moon is transiting in Scorpio. The whole world is dealing with intense emotions. The whole world, is feeling motivated to bring some change and deal with some type of transformation or initiate some in some type of shape or form. All right. The whole world has less tolerance for things that are weighing in the emotions, that are not a priority responsibility or something that you are choosing to deal with. The whole world's under that influence. All right. If the movie Purge was real, I need to watch that movie, The Purge. Is there just one part? Is there multiple parts to that shit? Or is just one classic John, The Purge? Like they never made is it part 2 and part 3? I need to watch that motherfucker. It's October too, it's spooky season. I need to watch that shit. Because if The Purge was a movie, that would be a full moon in Scorpio out the ass like a motherfucker. That's a full moon in Scorpio transit like movie right there. We shutting down all the demons. I mean, we shutting off all the lights. Oh, it's a couple. Oh, I didn't know it was. I just thought it was one movie, The Purge. But that's a full moon in Scorpio right there. We shutting all the lights off. All the demons get a pass. All the demons get a pass for 24 hours. You feel me? AKA, and there's a solar eclipse too. So that, oh shit. So that motivates the action. Solar eclipse motivates the action because you feel like you have to wear your emotions as an action. So whatever true intentions are, that's represented. That's represented on the vessel. That's represented. It's hard to keep all them things pent. It's hard to keep anything pent up or suppressed during a motherfucking transit towards in Scorpio. You know, so with us having multiple transits in there at that time, and we could just be reacting to things in an extreme way in order to get the point across within our relationships, whether to get the point across to all type of individuals in our life. We have to be careful that we don't more so around the full moon, though. More so around the full moon in Aquarius. All right. The new moon in Scorpio is just intense just because the moon itself is just a little vulnerable there or whatnot. But it's still a new moon, so it's still a time of initiating a new cycle and a new foundation. You know, the only thing here is just that we may have to move through some muddy waters. We may have to, embrace some deeper things or experience things on a deeper level, penetrate some situations within our relationships a little deeper in order to feel like we're starting the foundation, starting this new cycle with a clean slate. All right, might have to deal with some 8th house things in order to get prepared to deal with the 8th house transit, to deal with our Scorpio transit. All right. But listen, man, ain't nothing to be scared about Scorpio energy. Ain't nothing to be scared about with that 8th house transit, man. We all got an 8th house. All right. So there's beautiful things that could come out that 8th house. All right. If you go down there, if you get little, don't go down there by yourself now. I'm telling you. You got to know somebody that knows somebody. If you go down there, tell them you know me. Tell them you know me. All right. If you're anywhere from 1 degree, if you go to the 8th house and you're anywhere from 1 degree to 24 degrees, you can let them know you know boron and they'll let you slide over there. They won't rob you none. But if you anywhere from 25 to like 29 degrees of Scorpio, you might not want to say, you know me in the 8th house, I owe some niggas some money over there. All right. So you might hold your black ass hostage out that motherfucker. All right. 1 to 24, I'm good though. Those are my peoples right there. All right. But that's what we're going to have going on towards the end of the month, guys. Couple planets going direct, guys. All right. So things, like I said, things are picking up steam. All right. We're going to see things picking up back emotion right now. More clarity with things with our relationships. Feeling way more motivated right now to tackle things, that's amongst group environments, that things that you want to relate to others, you want to relate to the world, especially on a creative level, and also a lot of opportunities for us to feel settled in with new systems, new routines. So this is a great time to try your best to be consistent, guys, with anything that y'all got going on. Try your best to be consistent. Mercury's direct, so Mercury's it's pretty much direct, going direct tomorrow, but the more consistent you are in the top of the month, the more you allow yourself to get vivid results, as we work through more planets progressing through, their retrograde stages in this month. Okay. And then because we're in Libra season, Libra's is a relationship sign for one, and then there's a 7th house. So the 7th house is opposite from the 1st house. So it's always going to manifest situations for us to see ourselves through others. So people are going to be confirming things for you guys. You may, even though we're in early energies of Libra season, you guys may have already had past couple of days had that conversation with a friend, family member, whoever it is, somebody in your soul tribe, with them inspiring or motivating you to do something that's already been heavy on your mind and conscious right now. So, or critiquing you about something that you already do, or it may have been something you was doing earlier in the year and you kind of stopped doing it. You just had a past conversation like, yeah, I seen that shit was mad creative. You was doing that shit. You're gonna get that during Libra season. Is by default. It's opposite from the I am. So somebody else is always gonna help to spark the I am in you. If you somebody with a lot of Libra placements, or with us dealing with a lot of Libra transits, or you're gonna be, being able to analyze yourself by the examples of others in the world a lot, but it's just gonna be way louder at the moment because we're dealing with that first 7th house axis. All right, guys. So I hope you guys continue to have a great weekend. Go ahead and get right under this moon and Sag energy. Don't let anything be too heavy on the subconscious. Sagittarius ain't letting nothing be heavy on the subconscious. Sagittarius ain't letting nobody stress them out. They the one stressing people out. Now I'm just playing, but Sagittarius, they ain't let nobody dump on them. They ain't taking things too heavy. They understand life is an experience. Some days is up, some days is down. So when the days is down, I'm not gonna allow myself to be extra down because I gotta balance it up a little bit and try to be up because the day's already down. So y'all be easy, all right. You know, the moon is dealing with a lot of activity right now, squaring Mercury, squaring Neptune. So getting your thoughts and ideas all in the same place today, it might not be the easiest thing to do, might not be the easiest thing to do leading into tomorrow. So that's why you ain't finna overwhelm yourself about that shit. All right. But Mercury, we know it's in Virgo, and then we know Neptune is in Pisces. So on one end, the moon in Sagittarius is feeling the need to explore, learn, experience new things, relate, is open to the exchange of other people's perspectives, beliefs, or us just dealing with anything spiritual, philosophical, or ability to learn. That's all fulfilling to the moon in Sag transit. But with it squaring Mercury and Virgo, that makes us kind of have to still make sure that we take care of any type of responsibilities, priorities, and we take time to think about these things and structure these things regardless of what we've been experience and relate to during this weekend. And then moon squaring Neptune, all right, us relating to things that correlate to our emotional well-being, our creative essence, all right, us being a little bit wise, making more wiser decisions about who we're relating and connecting to right now, being able to learn from others. This weekend may present situations where we can be the student and learn a whole lot, or you may have to embrace being the teacher. Either way, Neptune deal with teacher-student energy, and if the moon is squaring it, some of us is gonna have to be teacher-student in some type of shape or form. It may have been some shit that you want to tell your younger sibling. They hard-headed as shit. They live in a different life. They got so much potential, and you really be doing your own thing because you be like, they got to learn. There's moon square Neptune. You might have to be like, bring your little ass in here today. Leave the phone in the room. That's the problem with you, little mother. Leave the phone in the room. You don't need your phone to talk to me. I'm your big brother. Sit your ass down. All right. So in some type of shape or form, embrace receiving the wisdom, being told about your goddamn self, moon square Neptune, or embrace being the one to help bring some healing, to help teach somebody, or share your expertise or your wisdom in some type of shape or form. And also in different type of ways, a lot of us may have to embrace many situations here and there with this square, embracing relating our creativity and not keeping it to ourselves so much. Neptune and Pisces can dance in their creativity by themselves all day, every day. Yeah, you could be Beethoven. Neptune and Pisces or strong Pisces placements, sometimes they could just thrive in their creativity and their own imagination, their own world by themselves. You feel me? Sagittarius wants to move it around too, though. Sagittarius wants to move it around. So embrace anything, any influence that come down your head from a business perspective or anything, but especially from a creative perspective of, new outlooks of how you can relate things that stimulate you, right? Things you have knowledge about or your creative essence. All right, guys. But all right, family, y'all go ahead and enjoy y'all weekend. All right. It's the boy Lucky Libra signing out.